Good morning. Welcome to A View from the Top, brought to you by the Rush Sports Medicine Team. I'm your host, Christopher Haralson, and every Wednesday morning here on Super Talk Meridian 103.3 FM, we take a look around the world at Meridian Community College athletics. Our MCC softball team wrapped up their 2022 season this past week when they went up to Fulton, Mississippi to play the Lady Indians of Itawamba. Lady Eagles dropped both contests 8-0 to finish the season at 14-29 overall and 4-24 in conference play. Not a great year for the Lady Eagles. I know going into the season, Coach Robinson was really excited. She had a lot of sophomores coming back, and things just didn't go our way. We didn't have the season we thought we were going to have, but I'm sure they're going to regroup and bounce back next year and continue to get better. Lady Eagles tennis team currently ranked 16th in the country. They've had a little time off since their Region 23 tournament a couple weeks ago, and they're getting ready tomorrow to head out to Tucson, Arizona, and they'll compete out there in the NJCAA National Tournament. That'll be May 7th through the 11th. So I know Coach Carter looking forward to going out there and getting a chance to compete on the national stage. He sets our schedule up every year, so we get to play some top-ranked teams out in Texas. We've got South Carolina. We typically go down to Florida for several matches. And so we get to play some better teams, not just in our conference. And so I think we're prepared to go out there and try to make a good show in at the national tournament and come back, maybe finish top 10 in the country. The men's team also had some time off. They got a little bit more time to wait as their national tournament in Tyler, Texas is not till May 16th and 20th. So they'll be able to finish up graduation here, practice on their own for a while before they get ready to head out to Texas to compete in the national tournament out there. MCC golf team currently ranked number 5 in the golf stat poll. Just similar to tennis, they've been off since their district tournament up at Kirkwood a week ago, where they finished second to the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Qualify for the national tournament. That'll be May 17th through the 20th up in Joplin, Missouri at the Twin Hills Golf Course. So Coach Key, he said all along that he had a really strong team, and honestly, we've won a lot of tournaments. We've beaten the number 1 team in the country multiple times in those tournaments, and he still doesn't think we've played our best golf. So we've really got a good chance to go up to Missouri and make a good showing and hopefully bring back a national championship. We were runners-up about 4 years ago, I think. In 2018, we came in second place, and I think he thinks this year's team's better than that team, and so we've got a really good shot to go up to Joplin and come home with a national championship. The MCC track team has finished up their outdoor season. It's competing in the meets. They've got all their qualifiers set, and they've got some time to get healthy and rest before they head up to their national tournament. That's in Hutchinson, Kansas. That'll be May 19th and 20 through the 21st. So they've got several days off to get ready to go up there and compete and try to bring home some points in the national tournament. MCC baseball team moved up 2 spots in the final NJCAA baseball poll this week. They're now at number 6 in the country. The Eagles finished the season strong. They won 9 in a row. They swept Itawamba here at Skaggs Field this past Friday for sophomore day. They won the first game 13-6 and then the second game 8-2. Before the first game, we got to recognize 18 sophomores. It's 17 players and 1 manager that have just been outstanding players for the team. We had several third-year guys. We've got a lot of those guys that are moving on to play at the next level, so they got a lot of baseball left ahead of them. And the team's got a lot of baseball left. They get ready to host Northwest in the regional qualifier play-in series this weekend at Skaggs Field. So playoff baseball is here, and we're looking forward to that. Monday, we had a little bit of makeup work to do. We had a game postponed with Coahoma from earlier in the season. So we went over to Mississippi College, kind of met them in the middle there, and finished up those 2 games. The Eagles took care of business, no problem. Finished the first game in 6 innings and beat them 15-2, and then the second game finished in 5 innings, 13-1. It actually worked out pretty good, and we'll talk with Coach Dillon Sudduth in a minute about this. You know, I think we weren't looking forward to having to play a game, but it's good to be able to stay in rhythm and keep playing before you get ready for the playoffs. So I think maybe it was a blessing in disguise. We'll see. We'll talk more with him about that when we get to him in a second. And then last Thursday, we recognized 12 more student athletes who have signed to continue their athletic careers at 4 institutions. We had 7 softball players moved on, 4 more baseball players, a golfer, and a track star, all moving on to the next level. That makes a total of 28 student athletes that have signed or committed to play at the next level so far. And that's outstanding. At Meridian Community College, we're always looking to get those kids first. We want them for 2 years and to help mold them and help them get better at their respective sports. And that way they can move on and they can reach their dream of going on and play at the next level. And so to have 28 so far, and I think we've probably got 4 or 5 more that are still making decisions, but to have 28 student athletes at this point signed to move on to play at the next level is just tremendous. And it shows what our coaches are doing. They're bringing in these student athletes and they're helping them get better and they're helping them realize their dream of playing at the next level. A couple of events going on. Coach TJ Carter is going to host a tennis camp June 1st through the 3rd. He'll do the beginners from 9 to 11:30 and then take a little lunch break, and then the advanced players from 1 to 3. The cost of that tournament is $150. You can go to ncceagles.com/camps and get more information about that and register. And then he's going to have his second ever pickleball tournament. That'll be Saturday, June 11th at 9 a.m. I think that's $20 a person. You can come out and play pickleball. He'll have several different divisions: open division, advanced division, a mixed doubles division. You can play in one or you can play in all of them. He'd just love to have you out. I know I think we had one in the fall. It was a really good turnout and he had a good time. And so really looking forward to his second ever pickleball tournament. So again, ncceagles.com/camps, and you can get more information about the tennis camp and the pickleball tournament. We'll take a short break as you're listening to A View from the Top, brought to you by the Rush Sports Medicine Team here on Super Talk Meridian 103.3 FM. Welcome back to A View from the Top, brought to you by the Rush Sports Medicine Team here on Super Talk Meridian 103.3 FM. I'm your host, Christopher Haralson, and this morning I'm joined by head baseball coach Dillon Sudduth. Coach Sudduth, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Take the words out of your mouth. Thanks for having me.
I know, glad to have you. We've tried to put this together a couple of times and things hadn't worked out, but I think it's probably perfect to get you here. We got to finish up the regular season Monday over at Mississippi College against Oklahoma and wrap things up. Solidified the number 2 spot in the conference, which is one game or one spot out of where we wanted to be, but still a really good season. And finished the regular season number 6 in the country, so that's outstanding, being the top 10, let alone that high. Let's talk about the season, and I'm sure this has kept you up at night as you look down at the season, and we finished, like I said, second place, one game out of first. Do you relive those games that you think, man, we should have had that game? We should have had that game.
Yeah, I think it's natural too. So you do a little bit thinking, you're one game away from winning the league. But at the same time, really proud of the guys. I mean, we've won 9 straight to finish strong, to even put ourselves in a position to do that.
Sure.
And there's games too where I'm sure there are other teams are saying, man, we gave that one to Meridian. So it kind of swings both ways and evens out. But really proud of this group for how we finished the season, heading into playoffs. And I'm sure we'll get into this. We got a tough opponent, just like everybody in our league's tough. Especially now, once you get into playoffs, there's only so many teams remaining. Everybody's really good. And so we'll have Northwest this Thursday, which will be a really, really good test for us to continue our season.
Yeah, we played them earlier in the year. We split with them. We lost a close one in the first game, 9-8, and then came back and took care of business 13-2 in the second game. And you look at the numbers, and I was looking at Northwest numbers. They shouldn't be the 9th-ranked team in our league. I don't know. I hadn't watched their games close enough to really know how it's gone, but their numbers indicate that they're much better than 9th place in our conference.
Yeah, if you look at runs scored, runs against, strikeouts per 9 innings, home runs they've hit, I mean, they've got – you're right, the stats do say they should be better than 500 in our league, which is what they finished at, 14-14.
Right.
And then Mark Carson, Bill Selby, those guys do a great job up there.
Sure.
Been doing it for a long time, and so they'll be ready. They'll be prepared. It's a new season now. The cliche, everybody's 0-0 now, and it's true. Luckily, we do have hosting privileges, and so we did go up there to Northwest, which was a tough road trip. And like you said, we split with them, dropped I think it was a 1-run game in the first one before bouncing back and getting a split up there. So it's important for us to be hosting. We have played better at Skaggs Field.
Sure.
Historically, but especially this year. I think if you look at our record, we might be, 20-4, sounds right, something like that. And so we're really good at home, which most teams are, and so we'll be excited to play in front of our fans and families, and it'll be fun.
It's and it's a familiar place to be. I mean, we finished 2 in the league last year, same spot, hosting the first round of this regional qualifier play-in series. Obviously, we took care of business last year and made it to the region tournament, which is what we're looking to do. So we'll run through this. Thursday we'll play at 6 o'clock, like you said, at Skaggs Field. Friday we'll play at 3 o'clock. And then, if necessary, Saturday at 2 o'clock. And so the winner of this best 2 out of 3 series advances to the NJCAA Region 23 tournament, where it'll be the top 4 teams from this qualifier series, the state champion out of Mississippi, which is Pearl River Community College. They'll be hosting the Region 23 tournament. And then we'll bring over our friends from Eunice, Louisiana, LSU Eunice, to join the tournament for a 6-team Region 23 tournament. That'll start May 16th down at Pearl River. Talk about, kind of what you think. I don't want to jump ahead too far because I know we got to play Northwest. But as we look down the road at what's ahead of us, kind of talk about that tournament and what it means to get there and then get out of there.
Yeah, well, once you get there, you just got to play good baseball, obviously, at this point of the year to get out of there. Like you said, oh, sorry, my new Apple Watch went off. It's Justin Brewer, former Meridian Eagle. So
always interrupting. Always interrupting.
We'll call him back after we wrap this up. But yeah, if you can get to the regional, and get hot, and it's proven, and you get out of that regional, you can win a national championship.
Absolutely.
We faced a Lansing club earlier this year who we handled pretty well, just to be honest with you, and I think they dropped at least one to Gulf Coast too.
Right.
Who finished 7th or 8th in our league. And anyways, you look at Lansing. And they're right up there in the national rankings right by us. I think they're like 34-7, 35-7 after dropping 3 and 4 games down in Mississippi to start the season. And so that just goes to show how tough our region is.
Oh, yeah.
And so, nothing's guaranteed for us to even get to the regional, like you said. Northwest is really, really good.
Yeah,
I mean, really well coached, really tough arms, some offensive guys in there that can scare you, a tradition of winning. And so for us to get out of this 3-game series and get to the regional, then it just kind of whatever happens. The guys will be fired up. You don't have to worry about that. They'll be focused. You don't have to worry about that. I mean, everybody, they want to win.
Sure.
They put in the work to win. And so when you get there, you just got to play good, catch a few breaks, and try to get out of there. And if you can get out of there, then you can win a national championship.
Yeah, when we talk about the rankings, and we look at them every Monday when they come out, 3 of the top 6 teams in the country are in Region 23. And 2 of the 3 are already, set that they'll be in that region tournament next week. And obviously we're the 3rd, we got to get there. But I think 17 out of the last 20 national championships, Division II national championships, have had a Region 23 representative in the championship game. Whether they've won it or not, they've gotten there. So
what was that? What did you say?
I think it's 17 out of the last 20.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So there's no doubt that Region 23 is the best region in junior college baseball. I mean, I think the numbers speak for themselves. So I'd be willing to say that the Region 23 tournament may be as difficult as a national tournament, except for the fact that when you get out there, there's more teams, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be a stretch to say that.
Yeah, and so just to finish where we are in our league and region, I think is outstanding, and it's a testament to what you've done with this team. Like I said, back-to-back years, we finished 2nd. We got a lot of 3rd-year guys, a lot of sophomores. We recognized, 17 sophomore players the other day. And we've got some guys who will be back next year, or maybe they were here last year that'll be back. And so we've got a lot of experience. They know we went down to the region tournament last year. We didn't come out of there the way we wanted to. We had some injuries in the tournament that I think hurt us. We talked about catching some breaks. Mm-hmm. There's always bad breaks, and we were on the wrong end of that last year. I think it hurt us. But our guys know what to expect. They know it's the same plays. Mm-hmm. It'll be similar teams. We'll go down there, and they'll have the experience of what happened last year, under their belt. And like you said, I think they'll be ready to play, and they'll be prepared to play. And so nothing will catch them off guard.
I think experience. There's no substitute for experience. I think you're right. That is important. If we are fortunate enough to get through this weekend, which will be tough to do. I'm just telling y'all, it's going to be tough to do. But if we are fortunate enough to get out of it, hopefully we can get the same hotel rooms. We ain't booked no hotel rooms yet. We're fully focused on
Northwest.
On Northwest. But if we can get past them, we'll try to stay at the same hotel, eat at the same restaurants, kind of follow the same exact script. Except this year, hopefully stay healthy.
That's right.
I mean, we lost Banks Tolley, who's playing in the SEC right now, and Braden Luke, who's committed to SEC school.
Right.
To injuries last year, which I mean,
in the tournament.
It killed us.
Yeah.
So you have to stay healthy, and you have to kind of be lucky to get out of it, because everybody's really good.
That's right.
The 2 teams that are already in that region, Pearl River and Northwest, already in that regional. I mean, Pearl River and Eunice, which are already in that regional, are two of the best teams in the country.
Absolutely.
And so the four of us who will join them, and hopefully we're one of those four teams, will be right there with them.
That's right. We'll run down the other NJCAA qualifiers just real quick for anybody listening. So East Mississippi finished third in the conference. They'll host East Central Community College Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think all three of their games are scheduled for 2 o'clock. And then the Hines Community College Eagles finished fourth in the conference, and they'll host Mississippi Gulf Coast. I hadn't seen a game time for them. And then Northeast Mississippi Community College, who finished fifth, they'll host Jones College, and so they'll be up there in Boonville. So, like I say, all 8 teams in this regional qualifier are all really good teams, and we had our work cut out for us all year when we played them. I think we split with several of those teams. I think we got swept by Hines, and I think of the group, I guess we swept Northeast and Jones out of that, and but still, all competitive games, really close games, and so, like I said, really good teams left in this. Let's talk about this weekend. We talk about Northwest and how good they are. Let's talk about the Eagles and how they're going to prepare. Who are we looking to start, on the mound in game 1?
Yeah, we'll stick with Boswell, Cole Boswell.
Okay.
We'll go game 1. Alex Sparks will go game 2. Boswell, throughout his career, and Sparks, both of them, throughout their career, at minimum, they give you a chance to win the game.
Sure.
They keep you in the game. When they're at their best, they can really shut down opposing offenses. So that's a good feeling as a coach. And then I will say over the last month, we've really developed some guys in the bullpen.
Right.
You look at Cade Stacy's been really good the last few outings. Troy Stiffy's been good the last few outings. Seth McCartney's come on. Dalton McIntyre was good yesterday.
Waylon Sebring out of
Sebring's been huge for us late. Gunnar Dennis has been absolutely locked down out of the pen as of late. Let me check my stats.
And then we've always got, third-year guy, Mr. Dependable, Mr. Long Relief, Lane Ladner coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah, Ladner.
He's
who's been really good. And so you do feel much better, or I do feel much better, where our bullpen's at as we sit here today than I would have even a month ago.
Yeah.
So you kind of know what you're going to get out of Boswell. You kind of know what you're going to get out of Sparks. You don't take them for granted, but you kind of know what you're going to get. But the bullpen has kind of been a work in progress as we've gone throughout the season. And that's one of the main things I think we've shored up to help us finish strong during the regular season is the guys out of the bullpen. Because you can't ask Cole and you can't ask Alec to go 9 innings every start. You have to have a bullpen. So the depth that we've created in that bullpen, I think bodes well for us.
Absolutely. And it helps Boswell and it helps Sparks that I would say the majority of the time those guys get to pitch with a lead, which means they get to go out there, they just got to throw strikes, put the ball in play. I think our defense has been one of the better defenses we've had over the past several years. We've been really good in the field. We've had a solid group of guys who have started in their position almost all season, a few fluctuations at a couple spots, but for the most part, they've played their spots, they've played them well. So they defend really well, and then offensively, I mean, the numbers would speak for themselves because we've put up some runs.
Yeah, when you talk about defense, you want to be strong up the middle. And so you got Andon Johnson, who's steady behind the plate. You got Bo Gatlin at shortstop, Bradley Thomas at second base, who are super steady guys.
Right.
Probably a little bit better than steady. Yeah. And then you got Keyshawn Collier, who's the fastest probably player in the country at junior college level in center field. And so you're strong up the middle defensively, you're going to be strong team defense. So that's been good. And then offensively, statistically speaking, we're the best offense in the league and one of the best in the country.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And that's 1 through 9. Then there's even guys that you pinch hit for and play matchups with off the bench.
Right.
Could be starting at most other junior colleges. And so they'll be tested though. I mean, we will face. I know Northwest is going to. I feel like they're going to start 2 left-handers against us.
Right.
We saw one of them earlier this year. He's really good. And then they've got a ton of arms in their bullpen as well.
Right.
So it'll be a battle here this weekend.
Yeah, they got some offensive firepower as well. They like to run the ball out of the park, just as much as we do. Yeah. So it'll have our work cut out for us. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere though. Playoff baseball in Skaggs Field, they just go together. Postseason baseball in Skaggs Field. I mean, it's just, we're notorious for hosting regionals and hosting playoff series and things of that nature. And so it's looking forward to getting back out here, getting under the lights, Thursday night and kicking it off. I think it's going to be exciting. I know our guys are looking forward to it. Cole told me, just the other day, he said, I want to pitch under the lights. I've been the game 1 starter for 2 years now, and so I've started all my games at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock.
Yeah, you told me that. It's something I never thought about.
I know.
Look, I told him last night once we finally set the game times, we got back. I was like, we'll play at 6 o'clock Thursday night. You see Boswell in the back of the bus. He's like, yes, because he hasn't. You're right. He's gone game one.
Yeah.
He's taking the ball once a week, literally since he stepped on campus.
Yeah.
And he's been the game one starter for that doubleheader, where our doubleheaders, start at 2 or 3 o'clock,
Right.
and so he's never got to pitch under the lights. And so I think it's cool. I think it's fun. I do think it's exciting. For the atmosphere, it's going to be here Thursday night, and
Sure.
for Cole to experience that'll be fun.
Yeah, I know he's excited, and Cole's one of those guys that he even told me this. I thought it, but to hear him say it, when he came here, he said, "I've done way better than I thought." I think he came here thinking, I'm going to pitch 2 years, then I'm going to go get a job somewhere. And from the moment he started pitching in inter-squads his freshman year, he's just been consistent and really good. I mean, he goes up there, he throws 3 pitches for a strike, and he gets out every time he goes out there.
He's super steady, super steady. I remember the first bullpen he threw for us here because his senior year got cut short because of COVID. So you didn't really know exactly what you were going to get because we also hadn't pitched a whole lot in his high school career.
Right.
But I remember seeing his first bullpen and thought, man, this guy can pitch. You know, because multiple pitches for strikes. Well, there's one thing to do in the bullpen. It's another thing to do it, when you cross the white line. And he does not get sped up. He competes. He doesn't ride the roller coaster, so to speak.
Right.
He's very steady. Would be the word I would use to describe Cole. And so he's earned the right to go out there first during this weekend series. And it's a good feeling as a coach, and more importantly, it's a good feeling for the guys and the team.
Right.
That they know we're going to get out of Cole and we're going to get his best effort.
Yeah.
And he's going to give us a chance.
No, I saw Cole's competitive spirit. It was early on in the season, and we got in a rundown, and he wound up with the ball, after about the 3rd throw. And you saw it in his eyes. He thought, I'm getting this guy out. And he just gave it all he had.
Did he catch him?
He did. He ran him down and tagged him at second base. And it just shows that he wants to do whatever he can do to help his team win. He wants to get the outs and keep us in games, and he's done that. And then especially Alex Sparks, who was really good for us last year. He was the guy we went to. He's been just as steady this year. Proud of him getting to continue his career at Louisiana Tech. I know we'll get a great start out of him, and so I feel like we're sitting good where we're going in Thursday and Friday, and I think we got a really good shot to beat a good Northwest team. Even though I know it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it'll be tough, but now you just go play.
Right.
You just go play, and they're going to go play hard. We're going to play hard. It'll be fun. I encourage everybody to come out and see us at Skaggs Field, 6 o'clock on Thursday, 3 o'clock on Friday. It'll be good baseball.
Absolutely. And if you can't come out, if you can't make it out, you can always watch those games at mcceagles.live. We'll have the best live stream in the country going for you. Matt Milner and his group will certainly have things going, and we'll be ready to show you all the action. Coach Sudduth, good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Good luck next week, and I want to thank you for being here. And I know y'all got practice today, so we'll get back at it and get ready for Northwest this weekend.
Glad to do it. Glad you could finally get me in.
That's right, me too. We'll take a short break. You're listening to A View from the Top, brought to you by the Rush Sports Medicine Team here on Super Talk Meridian 103.3 FM.
Meridian Community College. For more than 75 years, we've helped students soar. Establishing the first tuition guarantee program in Mississippi, we put our students first while creating pathways into the workforce and offering a seamless transition to a 4-year degree. Now is the time to find your purpose and register today, because those who move forward never get left behind. MCC, find your wings.
Welcome back to A View from the Top, brought to you by the Rush Sports Medicine Team here on Super Talk Meridian 103.3 FM. I'm your host, Christopher Haralson. I want to thank our guest, head coach Dillon Sudduth, the number 6th ranked MCC baseball team, as they get ready to start the playoffs this Thursday as they host Northwest Community College at Skaggs Field at 6 o'clock. It'll be a really good game. I'm going to encourage everybody to come out and enjoy some really good baseball. Like we talked about with Coach Sudduth, 3 of the top 6 teams in the country reside in Region 23. We're proud to be one of them and look to really put on a good show Thursday night against the Northwest Rangers. If you can't make it out, you can always catch that game on mcceagles.live. And then we'll turn right back around on Friday at 3 o'clock and play Northwest again. It's a 2 out of 3 series. Hopefully we get it over with in 2 games. Hopefully we're done Friday. But if not, we'll play Saturday at 2 o'clock in an if necessary game. The winner of that will continue on to the NJCAA Region 23 tournament, which is hosted by Pearl River Community College. It'll be May 16th and 20th. So good luck to Coach Dillon Sudduth and his baseball team as they get ready this weekend for the playoffs. Both MCC Lady Eagles tennis and men's tennis are qualified for the national tournament. They're getting ready to go out to Tucson, Arizona and Tyler, Texas, respectively, to play in the national tournament. And then Coach Ronnie Key's golf team is qualified for the national tournament up in Joplin, Missouri. They'll head up there in a couple of weeks for the national tournament. And our outdoor track team also qualified for the national tournament. So a lot of good things going on at MCC. We've got nationally ranked teams across the board, people competing nationally and looking to really make an impact this season as they go off to the national tournaments. Coach TJ Carter is going to have his MCC tennis camp June 1st. You can sign up for that at mcceagles.com/camps. He'll have his second annual pickleball tournament. He'd love to have you come out and participate in this pickleball tournament Saturday, June 11th at 9 o'clock. And then women's basketball is going to have a high school team camp June 3rd and 4th, and they'll have a junior day camp, kindergarten through third grades, June 20th and 22nd. All that's at mcceagles.com/camp. You come sign up for that and get more information. And to keep up with all things MCC Athletics, be sure to like us on Facebook at MCC Eagles Athletics. Follow us on Twitter at MCC Eagles Sports. For every episode of A View from the Top, Eagle highlights, and so much more, subscribe to us on YouTube. Just search Meridian Community College. We want to thank you once again for listening to this week's episode of A View from the Top, brought to you by the Rush Sports Medicine team here on Super Talk Meridian 103.3 FM.